Hey, it's Onesto, and today I want to show you some of my favorite ways to use electric guitar in electronic music. Now, all these techniques I'm going to show you, they aren't new or groundbreaking, but they are used all the time because they're easy and they're effective ways to add interest to your music. So if you're someone starting out, get ready to learn some creative ways to process your electric guitars. And fun fact, I can't play the electric guitar in real life, so for all these examples, I'm going to use Lunacy Audio's new Sky preset pack for Cube, who's sponsoring this video, by the way. Sky is all about electric guitars. It blends guitar, plucks, pads, and textures in a new way, and right now it's on sale for $29 until June 19th. There's also a 40% off site-wide sale, so if you like what you hear, check it out. If you're unfamiliar with Cube, you pretty much have this giant cube where you can assign a sample to each corner. And then when you play a key, the samples will be triggered and blended together depending on where this orb is located at. But if you click Enable Orbit Motion, the orb will start to move all around, and the closer it gets to a corner, the louder that corresponding sample gets. Besides looking cool, this gets you all kinds of beautiful results from the samples constantly blending and morphing together. Now, you don't need Cube to replicate these techniques, but I've been really liking the results I'm getting from the Sky preset pack, so I'm gonna be using it. Let's start with the very first technique, which is the easiest and the fastest one. It's reversing guitars. And this works so well because guitar plucks have such a clear attack and decay, which is perfect for reversing. So here's a loop that I made using the Consoling Thoughts preset, and I just love the wonky pitch that this has. And now I'm going to bounce this MIDI clip into audio. And from here, I will just reverse the audio. Super easy stuff. And let's hear it now. Nice. If it sounds like it's missing something, it is. Right now it's completely dry and it needs some spatial effects like delay and reverb. So I added Other Desert Cities for some simple delay and ROM for some reverb, and let's hear that again. Great, now let's hear a little before and after. Yeah, it's way more interesting now. All right, this next tip is a bit more complex. It's using a tempo synced filter. And this is another sound design trick that's used everywhere. For this one, I want to use a pluck guitar. The pencil pluck preset is perfect for that. Now what we need is our tempo synced filter. Most DAWs, they have a stock plugin that you can use, but I'm going to use Beam, which is also from Lunacy Audio. And inside Beam, I'm going to place a filter node here and modulate it so that the filter cutoff has a downwards ramp LFO set to 1/8 notes. And I'll set the cutoff to around 130 hertz and turn up the Q quite a bit. And the depth amount is set to around 55%. Then we'll add in some delay and reverb again. This time I'm using Beam for both my delay and reverb, and this is what we get. So this is where we started. And very quickly we ended up with this. And you know what? Let's give this track more interest. It can get old hearing the filter modulation the whole time. So I will automate the filter cutoff to open up near the end of the loop. Yeah, that's super cool. And even if you're newer to music production, you can totally do this. This next tip utilizes granular synthesis, which if you're unfamiliar with, pretty much manipulates micro samples from a sound source. Now, a lot of DAWs will have a stock granular synthesizer, but for this trick, you'll need a granular effect, which your DAW may or may not have. I'll again be using Beam because there's a great granular effect in here. But you can also use plugins like EFX Fragments from Arturia, Portal from Output, or the very affordable M Granular MB from Melda Productions. For this demo, I'll use the Harmonix ARPS preset. I think it has such a cool, almost neutral sort of bell tone. And now I'm going to run it through the grains node inside of Beam. Let's hear it, and then I'll explain what's going on. Now let's turn on the reverb. And that's so rad. And this is why granular effects are so unique. I'm taking a pulsing rhythm and I'm setting the rate and size knob to chop up those pulses into even smaller rhythmic pieces. But the real magic comes in with these random controls here, which a lot of granular effects have. It gives the life and controlled chaos that you want in granular effects. I have the rate set to 25% random and the size set to 12% random. Without randomness, this is what it sounds like. But when we bring that randomness back in, now let's hear where we started, because I think you'll be surprised. Yes, it's a completely different sound. And if you try this out on your own, you can mimic my settings here, but granular effects, they are made for tweaking. So use different grain sizes and densities, try different pitch settings. And let's try something now. How about I change the shape and the ARP setting and even the rate, and let's check it out. Yeah, please have fun with this one. Now that you learned some cool guitar sound design tricks, I bet you'll start hearing these techniques everywhere. Now, if you want to learn how to make your MIDI guitars sound more real and human, then you can check out this video here. Thanks for watching. Later.